What if the person who should protect you is the one secretly planning your death? Millions of dollars were waiting, and a mother never saw it coming. Stay till the end and subscribe for real true crime stories. Perth, Australia, a city known for its nightlife and luxury. At the center of it stood Andre Rebelo, a well-known nightclub owner. Online, his life looked perfect. Parties, designer clothes, success. But behind the filtered posts was a different reality. Mounting debt, failing businesses. Andre's empire was collapsing, and desperation was quietly taking over. Andre Rebelo was a prominent nightclub owner in Perth, Western Australia, best known for running the popular venue Mama Hooch. To the public, he appeared confident, ambitious, and successful. His social media told a story of luxury, VIP parties, designer clothes, overseas trips, and a glamorous lifestyle that suggested wealth and influence. Many believed Andre had built a thriving business empire in the nightlife scene, but behind that image was a very different reality. Andre's businesses were struggling badly. His nightclub was losing money, debts were piling up, and creditors were demanding payment. Instead of cutting back, Andre tried to maintain the same high-end lifestyle, borrowing money and making risky financial decisions. The pressure to appear successful became an obsession. Friends and associates later described him as someone who cared deeply about status and public perception. Failure was not something he was willing to accept. As his financial situation worsened, Andre became increasingly desperate. He began looking for quick solutions to fix his money problems, even if it meant crossing legal and moral boundaries. This contrast, between the confident nightclub owner the world saw and the financially ruined man he truly was, became central to understanding how Andre Rebelo would eventually commit one of Australia's most shocking crimes. Driven entirely by greed and desperation, Colleen Rebelo, 58, lived a quiet life in Bicton, Perth. She was known as reliable, caring, and deeply devoted to her family. Friends described her as supportive and trusting, especially toward her son Andre. In many ways, she was the complete opposite of him, private, grounded, and selfless. Colleen had no idea that, behind her back, Andre was making dangerous plans. He became fixated on her life insurance. Within just 7 days, Andre took out 3 separate life insurance policies in her name, worth a total of $1.15 million. He listed himself as the only beneficiary on every policy. Investigators later revealed that Colleen was unaware of the true details of these policies. She trusted her son and never imagined he would exploit that trust. What she believed was paperwork and routine family responsibility was, in reality, part of a calculated financial scheme. Colleen Rebelo was not just a victim of murder. She was a mother who loved and believed in her child. A trust that would ultimately cost her life. Money was the driving force behind the crime. Andre Rebelo was drowning in debt, and insurance became his escape plan. He secretly took out multiple life insurance policies on his mother, Colleen, aiming for a payout worth millions of dollars. To secure these policies, Andre forged documents and signatures. He provided false information to insurance companies, including lies about Colleen's health, exaggerating or fabricating details to ensure approval. Each policy listed Andre as the sole beneficiary, leaving no room for shared claims or questions. Investigators later described the scheme as rushed but deliberate. Andre acted quickly, setting up the policies within days, showing clear intent and planning. This was not an emotional decision, it was financial strategy. The insurance motive revealed the truth behind the murder. It wasn't anger. It wasn't an accident. It was greed, cold, calculated, and deadly. On the morning of the murder, Colleen Rebelo dropped her younger son, Fabian, at work around 10 a.m. Nothing seemed unusual, but sometime between 11:10 and 11:35, Andre Rebelo suddenly became unreachable. Prosecutors would later argue that this 25-minute window was when Colleen was killed. Inside Colleen's home, a shower was left running for hours, an unsettling detail investigators believed was meant to mask evidence. By 2 p.m., Colleen failed to pick Fabian up from work, something she never missed. That alone raised immediate concern. With no response to his calls, Fabian walked home. When he entered the house, he heard the shower still running. He found his mother unresponsive. What first appeared to be a tragic accident was about to unravel into a calculated and devastating crime. When police first arrived at Colleen Rebelo's home, there were no obvious signs of a violent crime. There was no forced entry, No overturned furniture. No clear signs of a struggle. The scene appeared calm, almost staged. Colleen's injuries were not immediately visible, and the initial cause of death was unclear. Investigators noted that asphyxiation could not be ruled out, but without strong physical evidence, the case risked being classified as undetermined. Had events unfolded differently, Colleen's death may have been recorded as a tragic but unexplained incident. But then Andre Rebelo made a critical mistake. Just 3 days after his mother's death, Andre contacted multiple insurance companies. He wasn't asking about funeral arrangements or legal guidance. He was asking about payout timelines. That single action immediately raised red flags. Insurance providers alerted authorities, prompting police to take a closer look at Andre's finances and behavior. What they uncovered changed everything. Investigators discovered Andre was buried in debt, owing large sums to creditors and business partners. They then uncovered the multiple life insurance policies taken out on Colleen. Policies Andre had rushed into place shortly before her death. He was listed as the sole beneficiary on every one. Digging deeper, police found a trail of deception. Andre had lied repeatedly to insurers and other institutions. He had submitted forged documents, including a fake will, falsified medical records, and even counterfeit court papers designed to support his financial claims. These discoveries transformed the investigation. What once looked like an unfortunate death now appeared to be a deliberate, financially motivated crime. Andre's own actions, driven by greed and impatience, had exposed the truth. The investigation into Colleen Rebelo's death did not move quickly. It took nearly 2 years for detectives to build a strong case. Because the initial crime scene offered few clear answers, investigators had to rely on deeper evidence, patterns, timelines, and behavior. They began by analyzing phone records. The data confirmed a critical detail. Andre Rebelo was unreachable for 25 minutes between 11:10 and 11:35 a.m. on the day his mother died. Investigators also reconstructed the insurance policy timeline. They found that Andre had rushed to take out multiple policies on his mother within days, an unusually fast and suspicious sequence. Each policy listed him as the sole beneficiary, showing clear intent and planning. Next, detectives examined Andre's financial situation. His debts were massive, and his lifestyle did not match his actual income. It became clear that he was under extreme pressure. Desperate for money, and willing to take extreme risks. Investigators then uncovered a trail of fraud. After 2 years of careful work, the investigation finally reached a turning point. In November 2022, Andre Rebelo was arrested. He was charged with murder, along with multiple fraud charges, marking the beginning of a case that would shock Australia. The trial of Andre Rebelo began in 2024, and the courtroom quickly became a battle of evidence versus deception. The prosecution built a strong narrative, focusing on 3 key points. First, motive, the insurance money. Andre had taken out multiple policies on his mother worth over $1 million, and he was the sole beneficiary. The prosecution argued this was not a coincidence, but the driving force behind the murder. Second, opportunity, the 25-minute window of silence. Phone records showed Andre was unreachable between 11:10 and 11:35 a.m., the same period prosecutors believed Colleen was killed. That silent window became the cornerstone of their timeline. Third, behavior, lies, forgeries, and an urgent rush for payout. The prosecution highlighted Andre's suspicious actions, contacting insurers only days after the death, submitting fake documents, and consistently lying to investigators. Key testimonies shook the courtroom. Gracie, a close witness, described the missed calls and how Andre had become unreachable at the exact time of the crime. Fabian, Colleen's younger son, gave a powerful account of returning home to find the shower running and his mother unresponsive. His testimony painted the scene of shock and loss. Andre Rebelo denied any wrongdoing. He claimed his mother may have taken her own life and insisted he was not involved. But the evidence presented by the prosecution painted a different picture, one of calculated planning, greed, and betrayal. In December 2024, after months of testimony and evidence, the jury reached a verdict. Andre Rebelo was found guilty of murder, a decision that confirmed the prosecution's argument of a calculated, financially motivated crime. The sentencing came months later. On April 1, 2025, coinciding with his 29th birthday, Andre was handed the harshest penalty available. He received life imprisonment, with a minimum non-parole period of 25 years. A man who once projected wealth and power was now behind bars for life. His dreams destroyed by greed, and his name forever linked to betrayal and murder. After the verdict, the judge didn't just sentence Andre, he also condemned the mindset behind the crime. The judge criticized Andre's obsession with maintaining a glamorous social media image, calling it a dangerous obsession that drove him to extreme actions. He emphasized how Andre's need to appear successful was more important than human life. The judge also highlighted the lasting damage caused by the murder. Colleen's family was left shattered, grieving a mother and grandmother they could never replace. Andre's child, an innocent victim in all of this, will carry the impact of this crime for the rest of their life. As of 2026, Andre's legal team is attempting an appeal, but the conviction still stands, and the evidence against him remains overwhelming. The case remains a tragic reminder of how greed and obsession can destroy everything. If you found this story shocking, hit the like button, subscribe for more true crime documentaries, and turn on notifications so you never miss a new case. Share this video to spread awareness, and stay safe.